again. Let's do this. Hi. Oh, I'm so glad everybody's here. This makes my heart happy. All right. So, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, for getting on your mat today. Finding that child's pose, or however you'd like to start your practice. And as you begin to settle into your body, take a big full breath in, fill up, get expansive, spread the ribs, and then exhale it out of the mouth, let it go. Take another big full breath in, maybe hold the breath at the top for just a moment. When you let it out, sigh it out, let it go. Right, you are safe, you're on your mat, you're in your body in this moment. So for the next hour, I offer you to tune into that sensation. What does it feel like to be grounded in your body in this present moment? If it's comfortable for you in this child's pose, gently roll the forehead side to side. If you're not in a child's pose, if you're in a seated position, just kind of gently drop the chin to the chest and roll it side to side. Just reminding yourself to let go of any tension, any stress, any worry, and allow yourself to land here on your mat in this moment. Scan your body and notice how you're feeling physically. What are the sensations that are showing up? And steer clear of labeling them good or bad, but just become aware of where the sensations are and maybe what level they're at. I'll offer you to tap into an Ujjayi breath tonight, finding a big full inhale through your nose, long slow exhale out of the nose with that slight constriction at the back of the throat. This audible breath is going to keep us present throughout practice today. And each time the mind begins to wander, I offer you to use that breath to reset and refocus. After you've finished scanning through the body, begin to draw your attention towards your mind. How you've been feeling today or this week. Noticing if the energies around you are heightened. Again, without judgment, just become aware. Finding a cleansing breath in, fill up. Exhale it out of the mouth. And from this place, this present place on your mat, you've scanned through your body, you've scanned through your mind. Now I offer you to set an intention for this practice. Holding on to that intention with your breath as we begin to move. On your next inhale, walk the hands to the right side of the mat, lengthening out through the side body. Notice how this feels as you begin to open up. Relaxing through the neck, the jaw. And then slowly, when you're ready, begin to inhale those hands back through center. Exhale them over to the left side. Same thing. Explore the space. Notice the sensation. And then notice if there's an emotion attached to that. Inhale is going to bring our hands back through center as we pause. Final moments here in child's pose. Remember that tonight is your practice. Take whatever variations or modifications are needed for you to stay in line with your intention and stay tuned into your body. Next inhale is going to rise us up into a neutral tabletop. Stack the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Lift through the belly button. And let's start to roll through some cats and cows. Keeping a nice, strong foundation, strong core, long spine. So even when you take that head up, make sure you're not cranking through the neck, but almost trying to grow a little bit taller. As you move through that cat pose, maybe even press into the fingertips. You can even tuck the toes, pick the knees up a little bit, but start to make this a very purposeful movement, right? Sometimes we can get on our mats and shift into that autopilot, but stay tuned in right now. If you want to explore a little bit more, find an Anahata Kriya, circling the hips, rolling the head, really anything that feels good to you in this moment. Allow the breath to guide you, the sensations to guide you. Got about 4 or 5 more rounds of breath. After you've found that final round, let's shift into spinal balance. So if you're on your knees right now and it's kind of painful, you can flip your mat over and just add an extra little cushion underneath the knees on each side. As we find that spinal balance, right hand is going to go forward, left foot back, lift through the belly and lengthen through the top of the head. A lot of times I feel like I want to look forward, but think about really lengthening out the back of the neck. Press into that left hand, grow a little stronger. Stay here and work on stability in this posture, or exhale, curl it under, tap the elbow to the knee. Also bring the chin to the chest, lengthen out between the shoulder blades. Inhale, slowly come back out. Nice and controlled movement here. Even the wobbles are cool, man. Just notice them. Exhale, curl it under, pull up and in, chin to chest. Lots of space between the shoulders. Beautiful. Inhale brings us back out, nice and long. Exhale, curl it under and hold. Grab a hold of that shin. Give it a nice little squeeze. Pull that chin to the chest a little bit more. Push into that left arm. Notice the stability here. It's all good. There's nothing bad. Inhale, slowly come back out. Spinal balance. Stay and breathe in this length, or take a bend in the knee. Reach back for that foot or ankle. If you can, you might be able to grab a hold, catch in a bind here, but engage and lift through the lowest part of your belly as you peel the heart forward. Slowly and mindfully come back out into that spinal balance. We'll find a tabletop, take a little bit of a cat and a cow or Anahata Kriya, shaking off any tension that was built up. All right, and then when you are ready, find your way to your first downward facing dog. Tuck those toes, lift the hips up and back. Walking this dog out, slowly begin to bend one knee and then the other, melting the opposite heel down towards the mat. Notice what's happening in the neck and the shoulders here. If downward facing dog isn't feeling really great today, then come back down into your tabletop and maybe you can shift back and forth until it feels a little bit stronger. Beginning to warm up our bellies a little bit like a wave. Start to roll forward into a high plank. So think about lifting from the heels, the tailbone, and then lengthen out through the crown of the head. And then exhale back, downward facing dog like a wave. And make it very fluid with your breath. So a few more rounds, just roll forward, push the mat away from you. Knees can come down for a modification here. If you're working from tabletop, continue to move through some very strong, slow cats and cows. Maybe even picking the knees off of the mat a few inches. Working your way towards your final round of breath, and when you move into that exhale, landing back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, rise high up onto the tippy toes, look between your hands, slowly walk, step, or hop your way to the top of your mat, forward fold. Doesn't matter how you get there. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Once you do, shoulders back, belly lifts. Exhale, fold, drop that head. Maybe the knees are bent today. Inhale, rise up tall, mountain, reach your hands to the sky, scoop in your core, strong foundation. Exhale, hands to heart center, close your eyes for a moment, reset. Bring yourself back into this moment. How do your feet feel on your mat? How strong do your legs feel here? How big can you breathe? I see some of us are outside, so maybe you hear the sounds around you. Maybe there's a nice breeze. If you're inside, you're just noticing. You're in this moment. So stay here. Eyes begin to come back into your space. Inhale, hands reach high to the sky. Look up. Exhale, forward fold, empty the breath. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, palm the mat, find your way to a plank and pause. We're going to bring those knees down, tabletop. Take a round of cat and cow here again. Lift through the belly as you lengthen the low part of the spine. Exhale, curl up and in for that cat. And we line back up into that neutral tabletop. So other side, spinal balance. This time, left hand is forward, right foot is back. And just pay attention to if there's any differences from one side to the other. That could be really telling in your daily life where some imbalances are. Stay and breathe in this stability, or slowly curl it under, elbow to the knee. So you want to notice what happens through the transition, all those little stabilizer muscles. And then inhale brings us back out nice and long through the back of the neck. Shoulders are back and down. One more super slow like that. Curl up and in. Push, push, push into that right hand. Inhale back out. Spinal balance. For this last one, we're going to curl it under slow and grab a hold of it. If you can, grab that shin. Really think about pulling the chin towards the chest and feel that space between the shoulder blades. Notice if you're clenching your jaw. Inhale back out. Spinal balance. Stay here. Find that bind. Take a bend in the knee. Reach back for that foot or ankle. You might be able to catch a hold. Pressing into that right hand, lift your belly, peel the heart forward. Oh, giant. Come back out, spinal balance. Oh. And tabletop. A little bit of movement here, shake it out, and then make your way back to your downward facing dog. Hi, guys. As you land in that downward facing dog, take a big full breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale, rise high up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, forward fold, top of your mat, step, walk, or hop. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, tall mountain. We're going to bring the hands behind the back. Prayer down towards the tailbone. And start to take your hands all the way over to the right side of you, fingertips facing forward. And then take your right ear to your right shoulder. And I'll show this in a couple different stages. Drop your chin down towards your chest. And then lift it back up, lengthen through the crown of the head. And really pay attention to what's showing up here. We're not here to force space. Right? Ease into it using your breath. I got this cool stretch from my friend Lydia if you're on here. She's awesome. Bring your head back to center. Switching over to the other side. Take that left ear to your left shoulder and then play with that movement. It might feel good just to hold it. Yeah, maybe you really need to hold it still in a couple of different places as you take some cleansing breaths. We all hold tension in different ways. We all live completely different lives. So make sure during this practice that you're taking care of your body. Start to bring yourself back to center. Release that little hand bind and sweep the hands to the sky. Inhale. Exhale is going to forward fold. You empty out all of the breath. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Slide your left foot back. You'll be in a runner's lunge. Right knee is stacking on top of that ankle as the heart and eyes reach forward. Back knee is going to come down to the ground, to your mat or maybe a blanket. Inhale, hands lift to the sky, modified crescent. You can always use blocks here. Your hands can be on your thighs. Yeah, if lifting the hands to the sky is too much, hands to heart center. Flowing with our breath, we're going to move back and forth from a modified crescent into a split prep. So we'll take an inhale here, and then exhale, start to shift back. So you can go hands or no hands, up to you where you want to work today. Inhale brings you back forward into that modified crescent. So one of the things I want you to think about through this transition is our core stability in our pelvis. So as you come back, you're lifting up through that belly, scooping into that split prep. There we go. And then top of the head is reaching towards the top of that right foot. And you can hover those arms like wings or bring them down to the earth or blocks. 3 more rounds. You move with your breath and notice what's showing up for you right now, mentally and physically. Find that final round, land in a split prep. Hands can come down. Take the right foot and start to turn the toes in towards the center of you. Sickle foot for my dancers. And then turn all the way out, toes out to the right. And do a couple rounds of that. Notice where you're feeling it on your hamstring, on your calf, maybe into your IT band. And then we'll start to come back to center. Inhale brings you forward into a runner's lunge. Step up slowly to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Shoulders back, belly lifts. Exhale, fold as you drop the head, super heavy. Take a deep bend in the left knee. Right hand reaches to the sky. Reach the heart forward, tailbone back. Exhale, fold, let it all go. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. And let's slide that right foot back. You'll be in a left runner's lunge this time. Growing as long as you can, keeping that alignment of the left knee on top of the ankle, and then back knee comes down to inhale, modified crescent. Holding for a second, noticing how this is feeling on this side, stability-wise, flexibility-wise, sensation-wise. Can you relax your shoulders? Yeah. So when you're ready, you got 5 or 6 rounds of flowing back into that split prep. You choose how it goes, but notice what's happening in between. So it's not just modified crescent and split prep, right? What's happening along the way, right? It's about the journey, man. So when I do these in my own practice, I notice these like balancing transitions. I notice where I unconsciously hold on to tension. So maybe tap into that and be like, whoa, I'm doing some weird things with my fingers, or I'm like clenching mine is obviously clenching my jaw. I say it a lot. Clenching my teeth. So just notice where your edges are in this space. P.S. If anybody forgot, you all are very awesome. Just want to send that reminder out into the universe right now. You all are amazing. After you've taken that final round and land in that split prep, play with it. Start to flex that foot, rotating the toes, turned in and turned out. And it can go super slow or quick. It's really up to you. But paying attention to the sensations that show up. All right, we all have different flexibilities here. So this is when you get to explore. And start to make your way back into your runner's lunge. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Step up slowly to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Take a deep bend in the right knee this time. Left hand reaches to the sky, heart forward, tailbone back. That's your just reaching chest. Y'all can't see me. You're doing the pose. Exhale, forward fold, drop your head. Inhale, rise, tall mountain, reach up. Strong foundation here. Exhale, forward fold, empty out the breath. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, palm the mat, make your way back to plank, choosing a chaturanga flow or skip it, find downward facing dog or anything in between. As you land in that downward facing dog, scan the body. How are we feeling? What's happening right now, physically, mentally, emotionally? And then when you're ready, inhale that right leg to the sky, 3-point. Try to keep the hips nice and square this time as we move for a parallel three-legged dog. Notice what happens in the shoulders when you bring the weight to center. Can you melt that left heel a little closer towards the ground? Stay and work on the flexibility here. Exhale, cheetah, nose to knee. Shift your weight forward. Inhale brings you back to that 3-point. So this can also be done from tabletop. Yeah? Exhale, cheetah, slowly shift forward. Inhale, back up to that 3-point. Next one's going to bring you into that runner's lunge. Foot comes in between the hand. Heart and eyes reach forward. Inhale, rise, crescent, hands to the sky. Bring Bring those hands behind the head. Yep. Y'all are like, what? Yeah, you got it. Drop the chin to the chest. Squeeze into those inner thighs. Maybe start to hover that back knee or bring it all the way to the ground. Coming back up, crescent lunge. Exhale out, warrior two. Inhale's going to bring you into a peaceful warrior. Keep that deep end in the front knee. Reach up and back through the side body. Exhale, side angle, forearm to the thigh or your hand to the earth or a block. Top arm can go wherever you like. We'll be here for about 5 breaths. So if you want to go extended, reaching it overhead towards the front of your mat, or half or full bind. Notice what's happening in the neck here. Do you need to change your focus? Do you need to change your breath? Gently releasing any binds that you have. Inhale your way up for star. Toes are going to go out, heels are in, belly buttons are towards the left side of your mat. Exhale, have a seat for goddess. Toes out, heels in. Squeeze up through the belly. Drop the tailbone down. And then just like a gentle rock side to side, shifting your weight. Pull those shoulders in and pull into that low core, like the base of the ribs, and then up through the belly. Pausing through center, get a little bit lower. Nobody can see you, but I know you're doing it. Do it. Get a little bit lower. Yeah, you're killing it. Yeah. Inhale, up for star. Reach up to the sky. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Shift your feet parallel to the short edges of your mat. Drop your head down. Slow down your breath. Might feel good to nod your head yes and no here. On your next inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands towards your left foot. See if you can hook onto that ankle, getting a little hamstring stretch from here. Top of the head is going to release towards the top of that left foot. Let it be heavy. Use your core for balance here, not your gaze. Can you lift the arches of your feet and pull up into your high inner thighs? Woo! Gently release that hold. Come back to center. Little halfway lift and lengthen. Maybe the arms come out wide like a T for a moment. Feel how strong your back core is, but keep lifting up your belly and your front core, engaging. Exhale, fold. Let it go. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift and make your way towards your right ankle this time. Hooking on. Lengthening out. So as we go immediately from one side to the other, what shows up for you is one side more sensitive or more sensation? Do you feel stuck? Or is there a thought or an emotion that shows up? From this space, you're going to rotate to the front of your mat, runner's lunge. You can hold that bind if you want to play with a little bit of balance here as you rotate. It's kind of funny. And then we're going to twist. Left hand down, right hand to the sky. Revolve, side angle. Option to go half bind here if it's in your practice. Top arm again reaches around the low back. If you've never played with the full bind, you can start by bringing your forearm to your thigh. Or Erin's got a great, oh, she's already in it. There we go. Mo over here in the green's got a nice variation going on. And you just start to hug that thigh. Yeah. We're just twisting off anything that isn't us, right? Wringing it out. Gently and slowly release your bind. Come back to center. Runner's lunge. Step up slowly, forward fold. So it's kind of like a grounded airplane transition, just working on your belly muscles as you bring that foot up. Next inhale, halfway lifts and lengthens you. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise strong, tall mountain, reach up. Open that heart. Exhale, forward fold, empty the breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, palm the mat. Find your way back to plank. Choose a chaturanga flow or skip it. Find downward facing dog. Right? There's all kinds of modifications. You don't have to take that chaturanga if it's not for you today. Those of you that come to some of my classes, we do that turbo dog flow. That's always an option as well. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Side plank, right hand down, left hand to the sky. Push the ground away from you. Lift through your side body. Maybe even look up as you reach up. See how strong you are, how powerful you are in whatever variation you're in. Exhale, top hand down. Take a little chaturanga flow or skip it. You can also take a child's pose for 2 breaths. Inhale is going to roll you forward again, high plank. We'll move over to the other side. Left hand down, right hand to the sky. Find your variation. That left knee can always come down for a modified side plank. Push into that mat. Lift up. All right, be big, be bright, be bold. Top hand comes down. Choose your flow or find your way back to a downward facing dog. Next inhale is going to send that left leg to the sky, parallel 3 points. Squeeze those high inner thighs towards one another. Relax the head. Press into the pads of the fingertips. Stay here. Take 2 of those slow cheetahs. Push into the mat as you shift forward. Growing even longer out of those shoulders. That's what I mean by push into the mat. You're like extending out through those shoulders. It's probably like a cool scientific way to say that. I don't know it. That next one's going to take you into a runner's lunge. Same way. So as you bring that foot up, you're pushing to bring space. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. All right, hands come behind the head. Whew. Chin comes to the chest. Back knee may hover. Inhale brings us back up, full crescent lunge. Exhale out, warrior 2. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle. Find your variation. So forearm can be to your thigh, hand to the earth, or a block. You can also take a half or full bind here. Explore your space. Gently releasing any binds that you have. Inhale's going to rise you up for star. Toes out, heels in. Again, have that seat for goddess. Keep lifting up the lowest part of your belly, but pulling the shoulders back and down. So your whole core is like super strong. Maybe press up high into the balls of the feet, finding a little bit of balance here. Or you can also alternate one and then the other. Bringing those heels back down. Inhale, rise for star. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Drop it down. Drop that head. Let it go. So checking in with the feet, being sure that you've shifted them so that the short edges are matching up to the sides of your feet, short edges of your mat. Parallel feet. I don't know why my brain is saying so many words. So a couple of options here. You can play with just holding and enjoying this stretch. Circling the head around, releasing tension there. Or you can play with any inversion in your practice. You're going to have about 10 breaths here. You can also play with going deeper into your straddle, bending one knee and then the other, shoulder openers. It's wide open here. So feel free to have some fun or to decompress, whatever you need. And check back in with yourself. How are you breathing right now? Last few moments in this space. Just gently making your way back to your fold if you were exploring some different postures. And on an inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Start to walk your hands again to your right ankle to hook on. I'm going to offer you a deep spinal twist from here. So right hand would lift to the sky. And again, two options. So you can keep pulling your chest closer towards your right leg, or you can start to open your chest up towards the center of you. Let's see if I can get one of y'all to do that. Yeah, like peeling back this way. Boop. Yeah, all kinds of options, guys. You got 2 more breaths. Yeah, it goes through mine eventually. Gently releasing those holds. Come back to center. Take an inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Okay. Again, we're going to go arms out wide like a T. And then let's play with pressing up high into the balls of our feet like we're flying. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Take that fold. Knees can bend. Awesome job. Inhale, halfway lift. And make your way towards the front of your mat. So same thing, right? Hook on. If that's enough for right now, stay here. Or start to open up. And you can keep pulling towards if you want more hamstring. Or open up if you want a little bit more spine. So let's see. That's my left hand wrapping around my right. Whoop. I need to do it. Woo! Gently release that hold. Bringing your way back to center. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Start to walk your hands forward towards the center of you, wide like a downward facing dog. Melt the chest back and down. Notice if you're still holding on to tension in the neck here, if you can kind of release. Again, we're trying to get a lot of decompression between that cervical spine today, so let it go. Yeah. Slowly start to make your way back into that wide-legged forward fold. And we'll begin to rotate towards the top of our mat. So if you played with that bind the first time, go ahead and hold on to the left ankle and then begin to make that transition for your runner's lunge. And then you'll take a forward fold, step it up, slow. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, tall mountain, reset. Refocus your practice here. Exhale, forward fold, empty out all of your breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, palm the mat. Find your way back to your plank, choosing your chaturanga flow, or meet me in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky, 3-point. Let's take a bend in this knee. Stack and open up your hips this time. And I always give you time to play here in class, so take some time. Maybe you just want to hold this. Maybe you'd like to play with coming down to your left forearm. You can always flip your dog, wild thing, or play with balance. Got a couple of options here on the screen if you want to check them out. And not one is better than the other. It's all about what you need from practice today. Do you need to be challenged? Do you need to be more gentle? And neither are right or wrong. They're just what's best for you. 2 more breaths in this space. And we'll come back up to a 3-point. I'm going to offer you mountain climber prep or mountain climber arm balance. If you're taking that prep, the right knee is just going to tap your right elbow, kind of shifting forward like that cheetah. If you're taking the arm balance, hopefully you know what's going on. I'll do a workshop soon if you don't. Next round we're going to twist our cheetah, cross that knee up and over. Inhale, come back to 3-point. You can always do this from your tabletop too. It doesn't have to be so dramatic. And then we'll move into revolved side plank. So cross it over the body, plant that foot on the outside of your mat, reach the left hand to the sky. Modification here is modified side plank. And we have another variation here with a bind if you want to see. Slowly transitioning your way back to your 3-point. Exhale is going to bring you into a runner's lunge. Inhale, rise for full crescent. I missed a revolve side angle. Coming into stork, that back foot is going to hop up. You can do a couple of steps or one big step. Pull that knee into the chest. Shift your gaze forward. Notice your foundation. Don't judge it. Notice it. Don't judge it. Just notice it. Oh, cool. I know, they're beautiful, right? Airplane, start to shift forward. Lengthen out. Arms by the sides. Woo! Lightly land back into that crescent lunge. Lift through your belly as you soften that front knee. Hands to the sky. Exhale out, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. You may need a block for this transition as we exhale into half moon. Right hand to the earth or a block. Start to lift that left leg off as we stack open our shoulders, stack open our hips. Staying here, catching a bind if it's for you, taking a bend in that lifted leg, reaching back for that foot or ankle. And you might not be able to grab it today, so don't measure your success by what the posture looks like, but how it feels to you. If you're bound, slowly, gently release and lightly land back into that warrior two. Lift up. Crescent lunge on an exhale, pull in through the low belly. Step up to the top of your mat, tall mountain. Next exhale, you're going to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, palm the mat, find your way to that plank. Take your flow. We'll all meet in downward facing dog to take that big ride on the left side. So check in with yourself. What do you need from you right now? Do you need permission to take a modification or a break? Do you need some encouragement to push through? But check in with whatever you're needing right now. And then just believe that that's the way it's going to be the rest of class. You're like, oh, that's what I need? Okay. Take a big cleansing breath in. Let it go. Inhale, left leg to the sky, 3 point. Take a bend in this knee, stack to open up. We'll stay in this space here, start to play with some different variations or explore different sensations. Right forearm can come down. You can play with lifting up high onto the left fingertips or hovering that left hand. And also hover the right hand. There's all kinds of variations. You guys have fun, right? You're at your home. You're on your mat. This is your practice. Slowly start to make your way back to that 3 point. You choose mountain climber prep or arm balance here. As you shift your weight forward, you're pushing the mat away from you, wrapping those upper arm bones in, especially lifting up through that core. As you land back in that 3 point, take an exhale to twist your cheetah. Notice that transition as you cross over your body. Coming back up to a 3 point. Exhale is going to land you in your variation of revolved side planks. You just thread that foot through and plant it. You can take a modified variation, hover, or catch a bind. Slowly releasing any binds that you have. Let's transition back to 3 point. You got this. Exhale, runner's lunge, foot between the hands. Strong foundation. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Is it weird because I'm looking right at you while you're doing it? Let's do it together. What foot are we in? Okay, let's do it together. All right, y'all ready? Stork. So as you start to step forward, think about scooping up through the belly. Focus the gaze. Pull in through the center. And then into airplane, I like to start to soften my left knee just a little bit and like a pendulum, start to shift forward. Squeezing through those high inner thighs, keeping the hips nice and square. Lightly landing into that crescent lunge. So soften the left knee, reach that right foot behind you like somebody's pulling it, and then lift those hands to the sky. Yeah, awesome. Exhale out, warrior two. Again, find that strong foundation here. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, half moon. So start to reach forward, lift up. And as you begin to stack, you can play with balance on the way. I mean, you never have to put your left hand down if you got it like that. But I like to focus on that left foot, making sure that the ankle bone doesn't roll down towards the ground. If you took that bind on the first side, go ahead and catch that bind. If you're bound, gently release. Slowly, we're gonna come back into that warrior two. So scoop in that belly, lengthen, and lightly land back into that warrior two. Wobbles are okay. Whew. Crescent lunge, wrap those hips forward, lift up, but soften shoulders down. And then we'll step up to the top of our mat, tall mountain. Exhale, forward fold, empty out the breath. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, palm the mat, find your way back to that plank, choose your flow. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Our next transition is gonna be pigeon. So you're gonna slide that right knee towards the top of your mat, finding balance in between your hips. If that is not for you, there's also the variation on your back, and I'll demo that here. Crossing that, oh gosh, I went down a little hard. Crossing that right leg up and over like you're reading the newspaper. And if you're already feeling a big sensation, just stay here. If you want to add more, you start to pull that left hamstring towards you, keeping the upper body nice and relaxed down to the ground, and try to find some ease so that you can open up through that right hip. Another great place, you could even have this against the wall. Got about 10 breaths here. Scan through your body. Notice where you're holding on to tension. It might be like up into the neck and the shoulder areas. It might be in the hips because that's what we're working on. But just notice it, and then maybe start to tap back into that super slow breath that we started class with. Remind yourself that you're here right now. You're safe. You're on your mat. You're taking care of your mind. You're taking care of your body. And that's the best thing we can do in this, I don't want to use a bad word, bad things, negative things. In this new society living space we got going on. Does that make any sense? Yeah. The best thing we can do for each other is to remain calm and continue to take care of ourselves, body and mind, so that we can react with love and compassion for each other and ourselves. If we don't take the time for ourselves to decompress and to let go of all these extra added stresses and worries that might be a part of life right now, then it's not going to be beneficial for us at all, and definitely the ones around us and our family, our friends, our community. So this is really the best thing we can be doing. I'm so freaking proud of all of y'all. You're amazing. Slowly, mindfully, start to make your way out of this shape. However you want to take your counter movement. Sometimes I see people rocking onto their right hip. They'll windshield wiper their knees. You can move back through a tabletop or a 3-point. If you're on your back and you know you want to stay there for the other side, just unwind your legs, plant your feet, and give the knees a little windshield wiper. I have to say so many more words when I'm teaching, not in front of people. As you find your way over to the other side, notice how this feels. Is it way tighter? Is this way easier? Do you feel some resistance that you didn't feel on the other side? Does this one make you like clench up through your neck and your shoulders? The more in tune we can be in our bodies, the more present we can be in life. So we'll have I don't want to get too magic on you, but when you sense something and you're in tune with your body, then you can trust it, right? I'll get too woo-woo on you guys. Earth is magic, we're magic. Welcome to Hogwarts. Last little bit here, guys. See what you can let go of. Finding ease in your breath. Ease in your body. Ease in your thoughts. Sometimes that's the hardest one. When you're ready, slowly making your way out of this. If you need to go back to 3-point, please do. Otherwise, we're going to make our way into a seated position. Extending those legs out in front of us for a seated forward fold. Your knees do not have to be all the way straight either, so a couple different options. If the hamstrings are super tight, maybe you have a blanket underneath the knees here and you just kind of shift forward to start to get that length. If you need added space, yeah, we got hands on a block here as well. We're trying to pull forearms down to the ground. Again, no wrong way to do this unless you're forcing yourself into a shape. Find some ease. Let go of some tension. Then our inhale is going to bring us all the way up to a nice tall seat. Take a bend in those knees and slowly lower your way onto your backs. Bringing the hands down by the hips, take the feet to the sky. This is like a hip stand, right? So legs can be straight or bent. And again, with the feet, they can be flexed with a pointed ankle or pointed. Hold them here or start to slowly lower them down towards the ground for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Take them up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold here. Take a couple of crisscrosses with the legs so you're crossing them. Yep, y'all got it. Yep. You can stay lifted or start to take them down towards the ground. This is like the best game of Simon Says. They have to do whatever I say. It's so cool. Just kidding. This is so good for our cores. Last one. Notice if you're starting to pull it up into your shoulders. Keep flattening it down. Relax it down. Keep it nice and long. And then we'll meet with those legs back to the sky. Hug them into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze because you're badass. Nice big hug. And then plant your feet for your back bend. So you can take bridge, fish, or wheel, or any supported variation. I'll talk you through bridge this first one, and we'll take 2 tonight. You're also more than welcome to hold it the whole time. So feet are hip distance apart. Bring the fingertips down towards the heels. Press into the feet, lifting the hips high to the sky. Keep the back of the neck nice and long by slightly tilting the chin towards the chest. Yeah. Got it. Exhale slowly brings you back down to the ground. Find a moment of stillness. Let the hips settle, let the spine settle, and then gently windshield wiper the knees side to side. And prepare yourself for your final back bend. So I'll talk you through wheel, but please take what's right for you. So hands are going to be by the ears, fingertips towards the shoulders, elbows are going to be towards the sky. Bring the feet a little bit closer towards the bum. They're about hip distance apart. Press into the hands and feet evenly as you send your belly button to the sky. Once you get up into that full wheel, press the chest through the arms, but keep continually pulling that lowest part of your belly in so that we're not compressing the low part of the spine, and pushing into those hands. Slowly begin to lower yourself back down to the ground. If you took that wheel, take some wrist circles here. Yeah. And then you choose, feet together, knees apart, or feet apart, knees to touch. One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Close your eyes for a moment and just take a second to check in with yourself. You know, how have you been moving through life this past week? And how do you feel right now? You know, tap into that power of clearing the body and clearing the mind. You're more than welcome to stay in this space as long as you'd like to. But if you're ready, finding an inversion. Maybe happy baby, grabbing the outer blades of the feet, ankles or shins. As you pull the knees open and wide, keeping the low back flat on the ground. Yeah, so whatever you can hold on to. Hip stand again is a great option, or hips on a block. You can even begin to reach the arms to the sky. Any other variation that's in your practice, feel free to move there. If you're outside, look at the clouds. Last few moments here. And wherever you are, slowly start to bring yourself back down. Find a place to land. And then I'm going to offer you eagle legs for your spinal twist. Please take what's right for you today. But maybe if you're going for eagle, right leg is going to cross up and over the left as you start to take the knees to the left side of your mat. If you get there and that's not feeling great, then unwind and stack the knees, or even separate the knees from one another. Knees start to come back through center, making any adjustments necessary. And when you're ready, start to head over to the other side. Settle in. Find some softness, some heaviness. If you're meeting some resistance, you can always use those cleansing breaths. Not to force your way, but to ease your way. Inhale is going to begin to bring those knees back to center. Taking any final movement you need to take to complete your practice today. And when you are ready, finding your way towards your Shavasana. So maybe you're laying on your back, your side, or your belly. Maybe you have props. Maybe you'd rather end in an easy seated position, but find your way to a space where you can be still for a few moments to allow your nervous system to reset, and to also allow the body and the mind to rest and heal. Take a big full breath in through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. And enjoy this rest. Free to stay here as long as you need to. Or maybe you start to find some movement in your fingers. Beginning to deepen the inhales and the exhales. It might feel good to reach arms overhead, lengthening out. One big final stretch of practice. Like you're waking up first thing in the morning, refreshed. And then stay here, make your way onto your favorite side, and we're gonna check in with ourselves. Start to do a physical scan through the body. What are the sensations that are showing up? And steer clear of judging it to be a good sensation or a bad sensation. Just notice. And then drawing your awareness towards your mind and how you feel since we began to practice. Has there been a shift in your mood, in your energy, in your thoughts? And then when you are ready, starting to make your way up into an easy seated position, bringing the hands to heart center, forehead towards the fingertips, and we'll close out this practice today in a seat of gratitude. Always gratitude for this physical body that carries us around every single moment of every single day. Breathing on its own, pumping blood on its own, it's incredible. Finding gratitude that you took time for yourself today to get on your mat, caring for your body, for your mind. And then we'll bring the thumbs to the forehead, finding gratitude for one another and this space, this energy that we just created as a community. Namaste. Oh, awesome job, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to unmute my Zoomers. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Hi. Y'all are so amazing.